the future of English learning. Learning in general is custom. AI makes that possible. But what does it actually look like? A friend recently sent an app to me that basically allows you to build a course on anything you can imagine. Okay, interesting. The question is it good? Is it better than something you could build on your own with AI? So let's check this out first, and then we'll look at another option. This is called Wondering. This is not a sponsored video. I'm just checking this out. And you can see it's kind of a simple interface, and the course is Natural Daily English Idioms. Who created this course? Well, I did. I said, make me a course on natural daily English idioms. Now, that's pretty general. So let's try to quickly create one about something a bit more specific. English phrases and sentence patterns for explaining thoughts in real time in workplace settings. Now, that's very specific. Okay, so we have a few questions to answer. To tailor the phrases for you, could you describe the current experience with using English in professional meetings? Comfortable with the basics, but struggle with spontaneity. I like that. In which specific workplace situations do you most need to explain your thoughts spontaneously? Let's just do all of these. Okay, real-time professional English, master spontaneous English phrases and sentence patterns, and then background knowledge, research professional, comfortable with basic English, research professional, office worker, comfortable with basic English but struggles with spontaneity. Okay, looks good. Create course outline. Does the structure look good? So here's where I want to just trust it. Say, hey, I'm not an expert in creating courses. What are you asking me for? Just create it, right? So I could request changes, but I'm just going to click Create Course and trust that it's going to be good. Okay, transform your research defense into a seamless dialogue by mastering. I changed it to an office worker, right? What you will achieve, real-time phrasing, defensive rhetoric, to handle challenging research proposal critiques. Okay, let's just go to the course. Let's see how it is. Okay, same basic layout as the previous one. Click on lesson 1, sharing ideas. Let's start. Have you ever had a brilliant idea but struggled to find the right words to say it out loud? Okay, spontaneous contribution facilitated by introductory phrasing leads to low pressure, action-oriented team collaboration. It's one of those things where, okay, fair enough, but I'm not sure if that needs to be visually expressed. Some things do need to be very visual, I think, right? Some things, it's best if they're visually laid out. There's a reason to have a diagram, a chart, right? Is that the need? I'm not sure. That could be done by a sentence too. I do have my doubts. In a fast-moving office, great ideas often happen in the moment. True. You do not need a perfect speech to contribute. Sharing your thoughts as they come helps the team move forward. The value of real-time input. I feel like that's, okay, fair, but it's still kind of repeating. All right, same basic thing here. I was thinking, what if we? Now, those are useful. Try starting with I was thinking and what if we. That's good for talking about ideas or sharing a suggestion. That's good. When you want to suggest a specific action, keep your language direct but light. Maybe we could try, one idea could be, yep, those are good too. Those are good. Testing a new direction, maybe we could try. Presenting a solution, one idea could be, what if we? All good. Practice these patterns until they feel natural. You do not need a large vocabulary to be a leader in the room. Final stage. Okay, for this, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if this, again, we're looking at a chart that's going down, that's saying the project timeline, and I don't know if we need a visual to, okay, it's subjective. Open the floor. I was thinking about our data collection phase. Propose action. Maybe we could try using digital surveys instead of proper forms. Invite feedback. What if we looked at the cost of savings of that approach together? Okay. Again, the language that it's introducing, I have no problems with. The things that make me go, are more the structure, more the, do we need a diagram for that? Does that need to be visual? Is it just being visual in order to be visual and say, hey, this is definitely different from using ChatGPT to learn something, you know? That's my question. But the actual phrases, I think, are fine and useful. Now, the question is, is this the future of learning anything, custom learning? Can we build something that's visual that also does the same thing? Well, I tried to, right before I started recording this, I tried to create, and I spent about 5 minutes doing this. An artifact in Claude, artifact is basically like a GPT. You can use custom instructions, but it can actually build something, like a website or a simple app. Make it clickable. You can add content. You can even add AI features. So let's see, and this I'm doing the same thing in Claude. Let's see if my visual custom learning mini app that I built in 5 minutes is better or worse than something like Wondering. Let's see. Let's compare. So this is what I asked for. I'll just tell you what I asked for. In fact, I'll put the prompt, you're welcome to use it, in the description. I asked it to build a simple visual course with visualization and intuitive explanations and examples that teaches English phrases and sentence patterns for explaining thoughts in real times in the workplace. And I basically said, make it minimal in terms of design, friendly buttons with a slight 3D effect. I see that's there. That's good. And it should be broken down into simple, intuitive lessons, okay, with a visual overview. So this is what we have. Again, this was built in 5 minutes by Claude, okay? So the question is, structurally, as a lesson, does it work? So let's just do building out loud. Let's start this one. So you get kind of an overview of the different skills. I actually kind of like that. So go all lessons. These are all the lessons. I could add more content, I guess. But building out loud, let's start with lesson 3. So tabs here at the top, these are the patterns, these are the examples, and these are insights. So patterns. I'm thinking out loud here, but, and then an explanation explicitly tells the listener this is in progress. Pattern, let me work through this. This invites the listener into your reasoning process. Okay, let me work through this. Yeah, and that makes it a bit more collaborative. So if X, then yeah, that means Y. That sounds pretty natural. Yeah, that's good. Shows real-time logic. Yeah, signals you're arriving at something. Okay, yes. The more I think about it, good when a thought is actively developing as you speak. Yes, that's a very good one. Adding layers to a thought. Building on that. Okay, so a few more expressions here, or more patterns here. So then we have examples. I'm thinking out loud here, but this is sort of showing it as almost a Slack chat or something like that. I'm thinking out loud here, but if the delay is on the vendor side, then yeah, that means we can't move phase 2 without their sign-off. Building on that, we probably need a checkpoint at week 3. It's a pretty natural example. Why do you think the campaign underperformed? This is a colleague in group chat. I kind of like this group chat feeling. It makes me feel like I'm kind of more in it, or I'm actually looking at a screenshot. That's kind of cool. Again, I didn't ask for that. That's not in my prompt at all. Let me work through this. The more I think about it, the timing was off. Actually, let me back up. It wasn't just timing. The messaging didn't match the audience either. Okay, so we have sort of different scenarios, things to avoid. I don't know. I need to think about it and get back to you. Let me work through this out loud. I'm thinking out loud here, but yeah, I kind of like that. It's not so this one doesn't have the structural issue, I feel, compared to Wondering, because it's not really trying to be structural, right? It's just saying, look, here are some patterns. Here are some examples using those patterns in a group chat format in scenarios, right? And then let's see what the insights say. The best thinkers in meetings aren't always the ones with instant answers. They're the ones who can reason transparently. Building out loud is a skill, not a flaw. So yeah, I agree with that. So that's kind of saying, hey, these are phrases to work through ideas. Useful. Here are examples of what that might look like in a work group chat. And this is kind of a simple thing to say, hey, it's okay to use these phrases because you don't have to be the one with the instant answer. You just have to be the one who can think through ideas with people. I kind of like that. Okay, so then the next lesson, different color. I'm not just saying this because I built it. I'm really not, right? Again, it took me 5 minutes. I'm literally looking at this for the first time. It's from a very simple prompt. I have a deeper question. A deeper thought. This is such a weird thing that's happening with AI. Anytime somebody has a really good idea, you have to ask yourself, wait a second. Could I just build that by myself in 5 minutes? And would it be better or worse? Now, I'm not saying that this is better than the first app we looked at. I'm really not. I think you should explore it for yourself. Again, it's called Wondering.app. Check it out, right? I think it's a cool idea. I like the design. And as far as I can tell, the content is good. I have concerns that that content is being laid out in a way that's not following the structure that you would need in order for it to be really deeply educational, right? And it makes me think, well, if I'm going to be just creating custom lessons on anything I want to learn, why would I use a generic template app that structures it how it thinks it should be, rather than, let's say, finding a guideline online about how to structure educational content really well, and then using that to build something like this, which way should I put, like this, right? But maybe better. Again, 5 minutes, maybe better than this. That's following the best known ways to structure content, right? That also has the information that I need. Or if I don't care as much about that and I just want the information, I want the patterns, I want to see them in examples, and then maybe give me an insight. Or you could say create a practice instead of this insight thing. If I were going to do another version of this, I would say, now the next one is going to be a real-time role play scenario where I have to use 4 of the however many patterns, and then you give me feedback once I try to use them. So I would go pattern, example, insights. Okay, fine, but I could take it or leave it. Role play, practice, use it in real life. Well, with AI, right, a back and forth. Then, hey, here's your feedback. You used them all wrong, right? So my question is my question is, if AI is giving us customization, why stop at just customizing the content? Why not just keep going and just start building things by yourself? I can't get over that. I can't get over that. I think there are many ways to learn, and I don't think exclusivity is important, right? I read books, I take courses, I learn from AI, I watch tutorial videos, I do all of those things, right? I sell a 90-day program. Well, why do I do that? Because I think it's valuable, and a lot of other people think it's valuable too. They like maybe information presented by me and how I do it and how I structure it, and so they do that. And I think that's good, but I'm not saying that's the only way to learn anything. The idea of being exclusive to one way of learning, I think, it's just never going to happen. But I think when it comes to custom learning, I don't know, it's fun to play around and build your own thing. So I'll put the prompt for this Claude artifact in the description. Feel free to create your own. If you come up with better ideas, feel free to share it in the comments. Let me know what you think about apps like Wondering and the future of custom learning with AI. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I really appreciate that. And check out the 90-day program in the links in the description. It's the best way to improve your English in 90 days. And of course, part of that is you get my WhatsApp so I can help you along the way. So check that out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.